This week.
I've gotten a few comments recently asking why Arizona Sunshine 1 isn't on PSVR2 yet, so frequently in fact that I thought about making Arizona Sunshine the focus of why isn't this on PSVR2 yet this week. But during Jamie Felton's VR game showcase, we got our answer, and it's because Vertigo Games is remaking the game completely in what looks to be the Arizona Sunshine 2 engine. It'll include all the DLC from the original, have a $10 upgrade path if you own the original on PSVR 1, and will be coming to PSVR 2 October 17th. The existence of single-player horror extraction shooter Into the Radius accidentally got leaked last month when the trophies went live for the PSVR2 version, which means we knew it was coming soon. But this week on the VR Game Showcase, developer CM Games and publisher Fast Travel Games revealed that Into the Radius will be coming to PSVR2 on September 19th.
Wildlife and plenty of leisure opportunities.
Oh, you can hear me.
A lot of people have been putting a lot of stock into the newly formed Flatout VR studios that are promising to bring known flat screen games into VR. And this week, we got an idea of what that'll look like, with their first announced game being Wrath, Aeon of Ruin, a hardcore first-person shooter inspired by 90s boomer shooters. Yeah, I don't like the term either. Taking place in a realm left to rot, take up arms, unearth long-forgotten secrets, and hunt down the guardians of the old world. The flat screen version of this one came out earlier this year to pretty positive reviews overall. Flatout VR Studios' next reveal was a little more interesting, or should I say something we desperately needed on PSVR 2. And that's a VR version of Destruction Racer Flatout that some of you might remember from the PlayStation 2 era. It's thankfully another reason to pull out the racing rig, and if you're like me and were concerned that this trailer doesn't show off a first-person cockpit view, well, fear not. Flatout VR confirmed that there is one, it just wasn't ready to show off quite yet. Roboquest launched in 2023, and despite the fact that it's yet another roguelite with a cartoony art style, I'd actually venture to say that I'm happy this one's coming to PSVR 2. The action looks fast, you can go through the campaign in single-player or two-player co-op, and the reviews for the flat-screen version are stupidly positive, with multiple people claiming it's the best roguelite they've ever played. Listen, for the final Flatout VR reveal of the VR Game Showcase, I think most people expected a wow moment instead of a silly moment. But people do love Trombone Champ, so a completely reworked version for VR? Sure, why not? Dreams announced their newest game on the VR Game Showcase called Vendetta Forever, with over 60 levels, 50 weapons, and moment-to-moment gameplay that looks a whole lot like Tiger Blade. I think it's important to note, just like we did during the Frenzies reveal, that this is not developed by Dreams proper. In fact, this one isn't even developed by an Dreams studio at all, leaving us wondering what the hell they're actually working on over there.
Ocean of names into the eyes of a red judge, and still
I was getting a little concerned that all the big PSVR 2 games this fall were going to hit right around the same time, but as the days progress and new release dates are dropping practically daily, we're finding out that the release calendar might actually make sense for people looking to play as many games as they can, and for the guy trying to review them all. Case in point, Metal Hellsinger just got an October 3rd release date, getting it out of the way of Into the Radius that's coming out 2 weeks prior, and Arizona Remake that's coming out 2 weeks after. Alright, so my cautious optimism for Alien Rogue Incursion is fading into careless optimism. The new trailer showcases some over-the-top lighting, fog, and particle effects, not to mention how intense taking down even a single xenomorph with a shotgun will feel. It's not quite ready for prime time though, as developer Servios revealed at the end of this new trailer that we won't get our sweaty little paws on it until December 19th.
There's no hope here.
Metal Hellsinger and Rogue Incursion aren't the only big VR games that got a release date this week, as Skydance Games also announced that Behemoth is slated to launch November 14th. With so much good news this week, we were destined for a little bad news. And kicking that off is the announcement that Slender The Arrivall is being pushed into 2025. Although, I don't think that's really bad news. The season is already overcrowded with big PSVR2 games, so maybe a delay or two that pushes a couple games into 2025 isn't the worst thing ever.
Research log, I've lost track.
Some bad news that's harder to rationalize is that prolific VR studio Archiact is closing its doors. Best known over here in PSVR land for developing Freediver, Triton Down, Evasion, and Journey to Foundation, they were also the publisher behind countless other VR and flat screen games. We wish all the employees well, and hope that they land on their feet.
Given the order to abandon trip. Get out of there, Ren! Get out now!
We had it so good on PSVR1 sometimes that I don't think we even really knew it. One of the better examples of that is the day we got the entire Hitman trilogy playable in VR. It worked so good, and on the PS4 Pro it looked shockingly close to the flat screen version in the headset. Yeah, using the motion controls of the DualShock 4 instead of giving us two hands with the Move controllers, well, yeah, that was a massive misstep on IO Interactive's part. But if that was the price we had to pay, then it was well worth it. And that was 3.5 years ago. And somehow this week, we saw the reveal trailer for Hitman 3 on Quest, and it looks like complete dog shit. The Quest 3 is capable of so much more than this. Not only that, it's just Hitman 3 and not even the whole trilogy. The whole situation's a little embarrassing, so come on, get your shit together, IO, and bring a proper version of these games to PSVR 2. Every week, our good friend Professor Lilith organizes a multiplayer meetup over on our Discord. It happens every Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern, and this week we'll be playing 8-player PvP putt-putt Walkabout mini golf. If you can't make this week's meetup, don't worry, it happens every Sunday at the same time. So make sure you click the link in the description below. Come join our Discord.
This week